and welcome back to the Western Wilds. Now that we have our new mower and windrower, we can set them to work on the final cut of grass silage before the end of the year. Let's get farming. So we've got a fairly simple job today on the farm. I want to get the grass fields cut one more time before we head into winter. If we can get them cut and rowed and collected, that will give us a whole load of silage to sell off next time. And December, I believe, is the best time to sell it. No, actually January is the best time to sell it. We won't have a huge amount to do on the farm during the winter, so we're probably going to skip through the months fairly quickly. But yeah, it looks like we're going to be selling silage either next month because it'll hit best price before January, or we'll be selling in January. Let's unfold our mower, which takes quite a long time with this piece of kit. Sometimes it's not very easy to tell if it's unfolding. Let's bring the menu up. So, no, it is unfolding at the moment. There we go. It's really, really long time to get this unfolding. So, I've added a new mod today, and I have adjusted one of our existing mods today. The mod that I've added is the Real Mower mod. I've also made an adjustment to it. So, the Real Mower mod, as is on the mod hub, that will cut outside of land you own. I've adjusted it so that it will only cut on my land, but I have left in the function that removes bushes. So the hope is that today we will have these fields cleared of bushes along with getting them mowed, which certainly seems to be the case at the moment. And yeah, look at that, cutting straight through them. That will then give us a definition for our fields on here going into the new year and allow us to get some stuff plowed as well. A lot of what we've been doing over these first 4 or 5 episodes has been just to get us set up to keep going. And to there. Wow, that's a little bit further than I thought it was. And once we've done that and got ourselves positioned right, we'll be able to start getting bits and pieces of the farm. And I'm expecting the silage off these first cuts, these to actually set us up certainly for a good first year. We might be able to buy another piece of land with what we'll make off this silage. We certainly should be able to get our combine and all of our equipment to start getting crops in the ground. So I'm looking forward to seeing the results. Bye-bye bushes. And we'll be able to start properly building the farm up in the new year, getting our first crops in and getting some fields created. It's exciting times here on the Western Wilds. I've been around the field a couple of times now, and yeah, this is definitely a bit slower, this mower. We've got a meter less on its width compared to the one that we did have hired. So I'm trying to maximize its cut, and as you can see, that isn't always successful. Trying to get these wheels exactly where it should be is yeah, not always easy if you're not pulling it from this angle here. I do like, well, one of the things I do like about this mower though is if you do reverse up without raising it, it doesn't cut. And it shouldn't, because the blades are only on the front. But I love that this is, yeah, this is not a reversible mower by any stretch of the imagination. You have to reverse up and then go forwards again over the same grass for it to actually cut it, which is brilliant. I actually love this little mower. It only came out this week on the mod hub, and has just been a great addition for this series straight off the bat. So yeah, kudos to the creator of this. It's a cracking little mower mod and perfect to be paired with our nice old 1974 David Brown 1410 here. Works an absolute treat on this tractor. Having completed 3 full rounds around the field, I'm going to start cutting down the middle so that we can divide things. I'm going to start off by cutting around this tree. We divided the field based on here last time. Well, that's a nice feature of this mower. I've got an idea of where the edge of it is because you can see that little bit of metal sticking up at the end, sort of that indicator. Tells me exactly where the edge of my mower is. So should allow me to sort of cut round things like this without actually hitting them. I do realize that I did hit it as I was doing the first bit of that. But if we come here, yeah, we should then be able to come down and cut around this tree without too much hassle. And I'm going to leave this tree and the other one that's on this field. I'm going to leave all of those actually in these two fields that I think this will eventually be, so that we can just have a couple of features on the field. Will be a little bit of a pain to work around, but then I kind of like that. I kind of like stuff that makes fields more interesting. And this is one of those maps where we've got a lot of just open area that you could make massive fields out of. But I need to, with the equipment, especially the equipment we're starting with on here, I am going to need to use smaller stuff. So we are going to need initially smaller fields. I'm still a little undecided which way to eventually split this field. Whether north-south or east-west would be a good way to do it. To be honest, though, putting a road from the main gate up to here and doing a north-south split seems like a fairly good idea at the moment. We could potentially get 3 fields out of this doing it that way. So split it around this tree here and then split the second field around the other tree, and we might end up with a pretty good setup. In fact, I think if we were to do both, splitting on the trees, we'd end up with 3 fairly even-sized fields here that we could then go ahead and get a variety of crops in without too much hassle. That might actually be the better way to go. We're getting to the point now where the turn gets easier at the end, so we will finish off the cut here and lift. Now, can I see? I can just about see my line here, but to be honest, my best line is just to put the wheels there. Down with the mower. Seems to be pretty good. And I think I'm going to use this road to straighten things out, because as you can see along here, we've been a little bit out of place around here. So yeah, let's straighten things out, and then we'll have a nice straight run to go on along down here. It's cutting well. We are going to need to refuel this tractor before we do any windrowing, though. And I have a feeling we'll need to refuel the tractor after that as well. One thing I really need to get on the farm is a fuel pump. We need something to keep this tractor stocked up, because it does not have a large fuel tank and it is pretty thirsty. I had come out here to have a look and see if we were anywhere near a third of the way through this field. And it really doesn't feel like it. I mean, we look at both sides here. There are definitely larger areas both to the north and south of where we're cutting at the moment. And so as a result, we are actually quite a way off doing getting this field done, which is fairly amazing. We started at just after 8 a.m. and it's now 11. And yeah, I think we might be about a quarter of the way through this. We definitely haven't hit that halfway point yet, though. I think we've got about a third of the field cut now. I'm beginning to be able to line things up a little bit better as well. The side of the bonnet going along the side of the cut here seems to be a pretty good place to put the tractor in order not to miss anything. Gets a little bit fishy when you end up going through a bush like that, but of course We won't have that issue anymore now that we're cutting all the bushes away. And yeah, it's 11:45. I'm very much hoping that my windrowing isn't going to take very long to get done. Especially as the windrow actually is a fairly wide one, which is good news for us to be able to get things done fairly quickly. So we'll lift this here, and I'm going to start cutting the top end of the field here. We'll get this top section done, and then we'll go back and do the bottom section after that. And with any luck, we'll be done in plenty of time to get this, to get all of this grass not only rowed up but collected today, because we want to get it fermented, ready for selling. Moving to the smaller mower has definitely made all of this more challenging. Even more so, we have nearly run out of fuel again. So I'm going to have to get to the end of this row and head up to the shop, refuel the tractor. I need to get something a bit closer because we need to refuel this tractor on a regular basis, and having to go up to the shop and back itself is a waste of fuel. So let's lift that up and fold it. That should, yeah, all bring that out. And we're just going to nip across here to the road and go and get some fuel in this tractor. So back up to the shop, and just down the side of it we have got the fuel tank. So bring this round here, turn this off and purchase some fuel. Shouldn't cost us too much, only takes 81 litres, so 95 pounds. And then we can take it back to the field and continue cutting. Before I do that though, I quickly want to pop into the shop, see exactly what would be available in the form of a fuel bowser. And looking at the miscellaneous, I've got that, but that's 29,000. Do we have... Yeah, we've got this little fuel tank. We've got this little fuel tank we could put inside something like that. More money than we can afford at the moment. But... yeah, there are ways we have that we could do it. We could even put it in that transport box as well, which is only 400 compared to, yeah, that one, which is 1,400. I'll configure. Okay, this could have a fairly large capacity to it as well. So, yeah, I think we might go with something like that, maybe in something like this, which would be quite useful. So lots of options, but first we're going to have to get some money in, and that means we need to finish cutting the grass, get it rowed and into our fermenting silo. Got another interesting bit of maneuvering to get around this tree. I'm just trying to keep an eye on where we are. Yeah, we're at a point where we do need to pull out a little bit to get around this tree. It is pulling it a tad, but I think we're all right. The maneuvering is going to be actually much more pronounced the next run I do through here, because we're going to have to go round the tree or go up to it and then back and then round and sort of maneuver a bit better. All in all, it's not too bad. I am worried at the moment that it's 1:10 in the afternoon. It's November, so our daylight is restricted. And we haven't finished cutting this field yet, let alone the strip that we've got down the side of our yard of our ranch. So, yeah, are we going to get this road today? I'm very much hoping so, but it may be that we go a little bit into the darkness to get it all rowed up. So here we go, maneuvering around this tree. I'm going to have to come in under the canopy. We want to bring it up as close as we can. There we go. Back off. And then just going to cut in and around here like so. And we're going to have to go the other way around the tree in order to properly get this. But that will go around there quite nicely. And then we'll head back and do the same, but this time a bit closer to the tree. And if we come in a little bit straighter, You see that we can get everything around that tree. And that is nice and neatly done. So now we just continue on and get the rest of this cut. My hopes of getting all of this cut and rode up, let alone collected today, are dwindling. We are at 20 past 2 in the afternoon, and we've only just finished the top end of this field. There's still about a third of the field to go, plus the strip at the side down there. This is very much going to be a day of mowing, which is a little bit disappointing. I was hoping to get this all done today. Definitely means that we're going to be selling on in January, even if the price hits peak next month, because I don't want to be selling stuff as soon as I put it into the silo. It's not overly realistic. The silo works fairly quickly, but I think giving it a month at least to ferment is reasonable. So yeah, if we load the silo up next time, we won't be selling next time because it just wouldn't be realistic to do it. So I'm going to avoid doing that. We're going to see if we can get the rest of this cut, but daylight is slipping away from us very fast at this point, and I don't know if we're actually going to even get all of this cut today. This has definitely got harder using this mower. It's amazing the huge difference this little mower has made to slowing everything down. When we first cut this field, when we first started on here, we had both of these fields cut and rode in a day because, of course, the windrower, the swather function was built into the mower. Here, this has now become a 2-day job. We got to expend more time and more effort and more fuel on it because we're having to do these two things separately. And I kind of like that. I kind of like making this a little bit more difficult. Definitely shows the need for having smaller fields and also fields that aren't requiring constant work throughout the year, which is what a grass silage setup on here would do. So my hope is that we'll be able to make maybe 1 grass field and 3 arable fields off here, so that we do have a grass field that's providing us with silage that we can sell and that we'll eventually be able to feed to the cows we get on here. But also having 3 fields of arable crops that are going to bring us in a decent wad of cash every year as well. It'll bring us in less because silage is just so overpowered. But it will also mean that we're not spending a huge amount of time mowing like we are now. Like past 4, I've got all of the lights on and we're maybe 1 or 2 rows from finishing off this field. Yeah, this has taken so much longer with this mower. I mean, it's not overly surprising. This mower is basically a meter shorter than the previous one that we had, and that puts it at 2.4 meters instead of 3.4 meters. That's quite a big drop. That's nearly a third of the width of this mower has just, just isn't there anymore. Hence the reason why it's taking such a long time. Yeah, it's basically half again of this mower that we had with the previous one. So that's why we were able to cut so much quicker last time. And yeah, it's taken so much longer this time. We have just about wrapped this field up. We should have just enough time, I think, to get that section down the side done. It's not a massive area, and we should be in a little bit of sunlight, because unlike this bit, we've not got a whole load of trees in the way down there. So I'm just going to clear up the last few bits of this. And then we will head over there. We'll see if we can't get that all cut today. But yeah, looks like the windrowing is going to have to wait till next time. And hopefully we're still on track then to sell all our silage in January and get started as the new year rolls around. So now we'll mark this area right here. We'll get a cut along here at, I want to be at 180, but it's slipped to 179. There we go. Try and keep this as straight as possible along this edge. And then, yeah, I think we've only got a few cuts down here. We might be going a little bit into the dark, but we've got a nice clear way here with the sunshine, and it'll be lighter on this field longer than it would have been on the other one. I think I've actually been quite conservative in where I've cut this first strip. I have a feeling we could have gone quite a bit further over. We know there's a tree stump along here somewhere that is within our land and that we can cut, and we can cut the other side of. And I'm just seeing the grass that got left last time from where we were able to cut at the edge but weren't able to collect. And yeah, there's a good couple of rows at least. Let's just have a look over here. Where's that? The stump is here. Wow, yeah, we could come quite a way over. So I might have to go and do that and see if we can't actually get the most out of this field. But it is 20 to 5. The light is definitely fading, and anything I can get cut on here now is going to be a bonus. Time is coming up to 5:30. It's, yeah, 26 minutes past. We have maybe 2 runs left to do on this section, which is good. I think I might be able to widen things a bit. I want to be careful because I don't want to go too much into the night. And to be perfectly honest, we probably have enough grass here to make all the silage we're going to need to get the farm fully funded for the year ahead. I'm not too concerned about that. I just don't like leaving crop on the ground, and it feels very much like I've got 4 or 5 rows of grass that I could potentially add to our total here. Absolute understatement that I have not got as much done today as I was expecting or hoping to get done. Not planning on spending the full day just mowing, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And sometimes, yeah, you just have to keep cutting the grass until it's gone. We are going to have 1 more row to do here before I potentially go and have a look at that other bit. But yeah, it's 35 minutes past 5. The sun is dipped below the trees. We've got all the work lights on, but it is getting harder to see stuff. Oh, this is still going to produce us a really good amount of silage, though. I think this is doable in about 3 cuts. So we're going to go along here, get 3 cuts off both this field and the other field. We've got a fair amount of space to work with, and hopefully that will expand things a little bit, give us a little bit of extra grass, and allow this job to be complete properly today. The time has just ticked over 6 o'clock, and it's getting very hard to see anything. I am actually a little bit wary because I'm missing bits, or have missed bits, simply because they fall in the shade or fall outside the light of my tractor. The actual stump is a little bit further over. Yeah, right there. You can see at the bottom. So I'm happy with this being pretty much as far as I go. We'll get this up to the end here without going in the water. Lift it up, turn it off. Get it folded. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That has been a long day's mowing. and nowhere near what I actually expected to get done today. Really thought we might get everything rode up as well, but that just hasn't happened. So that is going to be a job for next time, along with collecting all of this grass up and getting it fermented into silage. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.